You check your phone 96 times a day. That's once every 10 minutes you're awake. Every notification, every scroll, every double tap, someone, somewhere, just made money off you. Not from your wallet, from something far more valuable. And here's the thing, you gave it away for free. The attention game. How you became the product. Let me guess how your morning goes. Alarm goes off. First thing you do, you reach for it. That little glass rectangle sitting on your nightstand. Maybe you tell yourself you're just checking the time or the weather. But then, oh, would you look at that? 47 notifications. Sarah posted something. 3 people liked your photo from last night. Breaking news about something. A YouTuber just uploaded. Your favorite brand has a sale. And before you know it, 30 minutes. Gone. Poof. Just like that. You haven't even brushed your teeth yet. Sound familiar? Of course it does. Because this isn't your fault. Not really. See, while you were sleeping, some of the smartest people on the planet were working overtime. Not curing cancer, not solving climate change. They were figuring out how to keep you scrolling. Let me tell you something about Vegas casinos. They spend millions designing their carpets. Why? Because the ugly patterns keep you looking up, at the machines, at the tables. Eyes up means wallets open. Now, your phone, that's a casino in your pocket. Except instead of your money, they're after something you can never get back. 3 hours. That's the average. 3 hours every single day on social media. That's 21 hours a week, 90 hours a month, 1,095 hours a year. By the time you are 60, you'll have spent 5 years of your life scrolling. 5 years. But hey, at least you didn't miss that video of a cat playing piano, right? All right, I need you to understand something. And this is important. You're not addicted to your phone. You're addicted to what it does to your brain. Dopamine, the anticipation chemical, not the pleasure chemical. That's what everyone gets wrong. It's the maybe chemical. Maybe this next scroll will be the one. Maybe this notification is important. Maybe. You know who figured this out decades ago? A psychologist named B.F. Skinner. He put rats in boxes with levers. Push lever, get food. Simple, right? But here's where it gets interesting. When the reward was random, sometimes food, sometimes nothing, the rats went absolutely mental. They couldn't stop pulling that lever. Look familiar? Now imagine you're Zuckerberg, or whoever runs TikTok. You've got 3 billion users, and infinite digital levers. Every like is a pellet, every comment a treat, every share validation. But here's the kicker, and listen close because this is where it gets properly messed up. Your attention is worth about 20 cents per hour to advertisers. Doesn't sound like much, does it? But multiply that by 3 billion people, 3 hours a day. That's $1.8 billion every single day. $657 billion a year from your eyeballs. Meta, is worth $900 billion. Google, $1.7 trillion. They didn't get there selling products. You are the product. And business is good. Remember when cigarette companies swore nicotine wasn't addictive? Yeah, well, history has this funny way of rhyming. We're just connecting people. We're building communities. We're democratizing information. Sure. And casinos are just providing entertainment. But here's what the insiders say, the ones who actually built these things. Tristan Harris, he designed Google's email. Know what he calls smartphones? Slot machines in our pockets. Sean Parker, Facebook's first president. His actual words? We need to give you a little dopamine hit every once in a while. It's a social validation feedback loop. Exactly the kind of thing that a hacker like myself would come up with, because you're exploiting a vulnerability in human psychology. They knew. They've always known. And here's the real gut punch. Tech executives, they don't let their kids use this stuff. Steve Jobs didn't give his kids iPads. Bill Gates banned phones until 14. Silicon Valley executives send their children to tech-free Waldorf schools. Let that sink in. The dealers don't use their own product. So what's all this costing us? Besides time, I mean. Well, funny thing happened when smartphones went mainstream in 2012. Teen depression up 52%. Anxiety through the roof. Suicide rates, I don't even want to say the number. Correlation isn't causation, sure. But when the correlation is this perfect, come on. See, it's not just the time we're losing, it's what we're gaining. Comparison. Everyone's highlight reel 24/7. FOMO. There's always a better party you weren't invited to. Validation addiction. 50 likes isn't enough anymore. You need 100, 500, 1,000. And division? Oh man, division is great for business. Anger keeps you engaged. Outrage keeps you scrolling. Arguments keep you commenting. The algorithm doesn't care if you're happy. It cares if you're hooked. We've never been more connected. We're never been more alone. Bit ironic, isn't it? All right, enough doom and gloom. You get it. The game is rigged. Question is, can you stop playing? Here's the thing, and I'm going to be straight with you. Most of you can't. Not won't, can't. This isn't about willpower. You're fighting billions of dollars of research, the world's smartest engineers, and your own biology. That's like bringing a knife to a nuclear war. But some of you are different. Some of you just had that moment, that holy shit realization. So for you, the ones who actually want out, here's the playbook. First, your phone is now a tool, not a toy. Delete social media apps. Not your accounts, just the apps. If you really need to check something, use your laptop. That friction, that's your friend. Turn your phone grayscale. I'm serious. Colors trigger emotions. Black and white? Boring as hell. Exactly what you want. Notifications off. All of them. Except calls and texts from actual humans you actually know. New rule. No phone for the first hour you're awake. Your morning shapes your day. You check social media first thing? Congrats, you just handed your mental state to an algorithm. And here's the big one. Phone sleeps in another room. But my alarm, buy a real alarm clock. They still make those. But what if there's an emergency? There won't be. Look, I'm not saying become a digital hermit. I'm saying take back control. Because every minute you spend consuming someone else's life is a minute you're not building your own. Remember that number from the beginning? 96 times a day? That's not checking your phone. That's your phone checking you, training you, programming you. But here's the beautiful thing about programming. It can be rewritten. Those 5 years you're going to spend scrolling, what if you spent them learning piano instead? Or writing that book, starting that business, actually talking to your kids? What if you stopped being the product and started being the person? Your attention is your most valuable asset. Spend it wisely.